Well. So this happened 3 days ago. We got Mr. Clavicular apparently arrested and facing 15 years in prison apparently. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on there. So agency, not Gabetsy. Oh, okay, I see. I don't think I'll ever be accepted to an agency just because I don't think they would like me the way how I am in general. They would probably have to like teach me to be like in a different way, but I'm just kind of like, but I just like being myself, you know, speak my mind, say my own opinion of what I think about certain subjects, and just kind of move on. That's probably the only reason why VTuber agencies will never hire me. I think that's the only reason why. So, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah, Clavicular, you know, set aside or so. Clavicular apparently got arrested apparently 3 days ago. I don't know how true that is, but I'm super curious to see what this is about, you know? There is no corporal I would recommend that you join anyways. There's not really much any they're all playing it safe, unfortunately, so. Even Face Connect also has lost their, you know, are getting questioned from their medium or so of what happened the past couple of weeks. So
Alright guys and gals, crazy story here. So, looks maxing influencer Clavicular, I'm sure we're all familiar with him. He is facing up to 15 years in prison with his 3 separate legal cases. So this guy, he just cannot seem to keep out of trouble. So his most recent situation, of which I'm gonna explain today, is involving a felony, actually multiple felonies, including having drugs on him and a fake document. In this case, he was in Arizona recently, trying to get into a club with a fake ID. The police were watching his stream.
Whoa, wait a sec. You're telling me he's trying to get into a club with a fake ID? But why? Wait, what? An assault case tied to a fight involving his girlfriend? Jesus Christ. A civil lawsuit stemming from car incident. A felony drug and fake document case. Jesus Christ.
Case, he was in Arizona recently, trying to get into a club with a fake ID. The police were watching his stream. They knew what he was doing. He got into the club after showing his ID to the bouncer. After that, police came to the same club, arrested him, patted him down, and found some narcotics in his pocket, I believe Adderall, of which he did not have a prescription for. In this other legal case, it involved an assault case tied to a fight involving his girlfriend. I'm not sure.
That's crazy though. Wasn't he the one that was trying to get his girlfriend into looks maxing as well? That's crazy how they're like fighting now.
Which one? Which girl? He said many. And this third one, a civil lawsuit stemming from a car accident, of which we know was right here. Girls? He ran somebody over who was stalking and harassing and assaulting him. This is going to be an interesting case. I think the audiences were pretty split on this. And here is that girl right here. And this is the night he was arrested.
I'm not split because you want to know something? This is a ticking time bomb. This guy is a ticking time bomb. The only reason why I say that specifically, right? I'll be honest with you. I've seen a lot of people like rooting for this, that, you know, he you know, fuck around and find out, right? I understand it specifically, but the problem is with this specific subject itself is where the guy who was recording said, "Is he dead?" And then he literally nonchalantly just says, "I hope so," you know? And it's just kind of like, that's more of a psychopathic, you know, response right there. This guy literally gives me psychopathic vibes, to be honest. He doesn't pass the vibe check. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I've seen Asmongold, you know, trying to defend him, saying like, yeah, man, you know, look around and find out. No. No, I think personally he should also get in trouble too for running over this guy, because the only reason why is because this guy is a ticking time bomb and he's an emotionally charged person. That's the only reason why. And people who are emotionally charged have a snapping point. So that's the only reason why. They're both in the wrong for this guy harassing Clavicular, right? And he did fuck around and find out. But Clavicular is also held accountable too, specifically of what basically it has done, you know? So at the end of the day, it's a failed, you know, if he tried to call the police and just to get him away or so, maybe, but if they didn't help him whatsoever, that's actually a failed police kind of type of situation. Failed, you know, the justice basically failed him, you know, and he took justice in his own hands, you know? That's the thing itself. So, like I said, he just gives me too much psychopathic vibes. It's just a matter of time before this guy snaps. You know, that's all I gotta say.
I think the audiences were pretty split on this. And here is that girl right here. And this is the night he was arrested. So this guy, he's all over the place. And in total, for all of these cases, he's facing a combined 15 years in prison. Although I don't think he'll get anywhere near that if his lawyers are good enough to fight on his behalf. Additionally, here is his mugshot. As you can see, Buddy doesn't look too happy here. That said, here is some footage from that night of his arrest in Arizona.
Is he being detained at the moment?
He's being placed under arrest.
Under arrest? For what?
I don't know. That's up to him to let you know.
It's bullshit. He's gonna be fine. They're gonna get cooked, guys. Like, this is really bad.
So yeah, as you can see, guy was detained, put in handcuffs, and arrested by multiple police officers who were, again, watching his stream prior to even doing this little operation. And again, for further context, the reason for why I believe this guy's in Arizona is because he was banned from all nightclubs, I believe, in Miami after partying with Myron Gaines, Nick Fuentes, and Sneeko singing. Like, again, what is this timeline? Clavicular, Fresh, who is this? I don't know. Myron, Andrew Tate's brother, Tristan, singing. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. N-word, Heil, Mustache Man. And pretty much as far as I'm aware, these guys can't party or go to any major clubs outside of backwater, hole-in-the-wall clubs in Miami. They're pretty much banned from every major venue as far as I'm aware. And now, because of that, he's up here, traveled halfway across the country to Arizona, digging himself deeper into the bottomless hole of which he's already in.
I can't grab it, bro.
Back.
I'm gonna give you guys a piece of advice.
Yep.
These guys determine how long this whole process lasts. Of course. It could last an hour or it could last 10 hours.
Okay.
If you put that in their face.
No, I didn't mean to put it in their face.
No.
I
would just get,
yeah.
You're gonna have plenty of content for this one.
No. I just wanted him to be able to explain his side to the chat before he leaves.
You know, everything has to be for content, right, guys? Everything has to be for content, ladies and gents. These guys can't put the cameras down even for a sec, even in the face of spending the weekend in jail, multiple felony counts of which I believe he has now, and up to 8 years in prison just for this one case alone, of which I don't think he's gonna get 8 years, but again, another ding to his record.
He's gonna be fine. I mean, everything was done properly.
And as you can see here in this post by KickChamp, they say Clavicular was charged with 2 felonies for fake documents and illegal drugs, both carrying possible prison time, and a misdemeanor for using a fake ID to obtain alcohol. They say Braden.
Wait, he's using a fake ID to get alcohol or something? Wait, how old is this kid? Hold up a second. Wait, how old is this kid? He's what? 20? This guy was a 2005 baby boy? Oh my god, what a baby boy. What a kid. Oh my god, what a baby boy. As of February 26th, he is 20 years old. Brother, you couldn't wait 1 more year to fucking go out partying? You really couldn't wait 1 goddamn year, dude. Really? Not 1 year extra. Yeah, I know the drinking age is 21 in the US. I've heard about that. So he couldn't not wait for 1 year. Nah, I think he'll be fine, but still, that's crazy. That's wild to see that. Damn.
Eric Peters, booking number G235021, booking date 2026, February 8th. Time of booking 1702, which is 5:02 p.m. I believe. Arrested in Scottsdale, Arizona. And as you can see, they got him on multiple counts: forgery, possession, forged instrument, dangerous drug possession and use, and liquor, minor false ID to enter. So 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. And this is the role model a lot of people are letting themselves be role modeled by.
This guy is not a role model. This guy is not. If you're actually following him as a role model, Holy fuck, go out and touch grass. Holy shit, dude. Honestly, that is wild to see that. I feel so sorry for the male demographics. I really do. I really do feel very, very disappointed that you guys don't really have an actual like role model, you know? That's the craziest thing about it, dude. That's wild to see that. That's just sad. That's actually really sad.
Especially people who are legit still developing minds in middle school and high school. Like, guys, don't. Again, like I said in the past, I get it, the whole looks maxing thing. Okay, improve your looks within moderation, gym, healthy diet, sleep, drink water. But everything else that this guy stands on is ridiculous. And he's only fueling the extremism in certain communities when it comes to body dysmorphia and the chase of looking prettier or better via surgery and injecting yourself with things you probably don't want to be injecting yourselves with. But anyway,
that he was in possession of a forged document and that it was being used to defraud, given the fact that he was under the age of 21 and he obtained admittance to that venue. No information in the Form 4 that he indicated to law enforcement in any way that he had a valid prescription for Adderall.
I don't know how he's gonna get out of this with a fake forged document or so. I don't know how he's gonna get out of this, to be honest.
Mr. Peters had been live streaming himself approaching individuals in Old Town Scottsdale asking if he could obtain Adderall. So certainly.
Well, it's there live on the stream. I don't know how he's gonna get out of that one too as well. I really don't know how he's gonna get it. I don't know what contradiction he's gonna cause or so to fight against that.
That factual information would negate the assertion that he in fact had some type of valid prescription for that.
So he's cooked because he was on stream and everything needs to be for content.
Yikes.
And streaming is live content of which you can't edit for the most part. That evidence is out there. This is that new aged modern.
No, because he streamed it. He streamed it himself. So the evidence, they have physical evidence of him doing it live on stream. I don't know how you're gonna get out of that, to be honest. I really don't know.
Itching on yourself. Buddy's on stream literally asking people in Arizona, of all places, in Scottsdale, do you have insert specific drug that I want on stream? Like, how dumb can you be?
The court is going to find probable cause as to all three allegations. I understand the argument as to possession of a forged instrument. However, I do agree with the state, given the totality of the circumstances, that does meet, that does meet probable cause.
Probable cause, the judge says. And now pretty much during this hearing, they said he can't leave the state, he can't drink, he can't party, he can't do drugs, of course, unless medically necessary. And of course, what is Clavicular's main content surrounded by now? Partying, drinking, hanging out with girls. I mean, most of his streams, as far as I'm aware, are literally him high or drunk 24/7, slurring.
People follow this guy as a role model. These are literally all the elements of being a douchebag. That is literally what it is. I feel so sorry for the younger generation. I really freaking do if you actually follow this guy as a role model. He is not a role model. That's just sad. Honestly, that's just pathetic. Like that's actually really pathetic, to be honest.
His speech.
Our understanding is that Mr. Peters resides in the state of Florida, that he has no known ties to Arizona. I think we've already sufficiently discussed the particular facts of this case. The state is particularly concerned, one, that he represents a flight risk given that he doesn't have any ties to the state of Arizona and resides in Florida. Additionally, our understanding is that he does have a significant source of income that he could use to assist him to flee. Additionally, we are concerned really just...
It's that brainwashing. You saw them in your own comments. Yeah, I did see them in my own comment sections. There's some comments or so in there, but It's sad though. It's just sad to see that, to be honest.
In general, of whether he'll comply with any kind of release conditions.
Yeah, release conditions, huh? Flight risk, huh? Of course. We already know that there's a high probability that Clavicular would just fly his ass back to Florida. And as for release conditions, I honestly don't believe he's gonna stick by him. This man literally injects himself with multiple forms of peptides and non-prescription meds. Additionally, we all know that he says he sniffs that particular drug that limits his appetite so he can stay skinny. So, you know, given all these restrictions that are counterintuitive to his looks,
Where have I seen something similar to this? Hold on. Wait a second. Where have I seen this before? Let me see. Where have I seen something similar to this? There's like a meme or so for this. I remember there was like a meme making fun of this kind of body type. I don't know why, but it feels like I've seen like a similar meme to this. That's the only reason why it just looks familiar to me. I don't know where it's from specifically, but it just kind of like reminds me of something like that.
Lifestyle. I don't think he's gonna make it, guys. I don't think.
Given his behavior, as I indicated earlier in my previous argument, he was live streaming himself going up to individuals asking for an illegal substance. He clearly doesn't have any respect for the law. And given all of that, we are concerned that he may not follow any release conditions that this court may impose.
And that right
That's
there
crazy.
is why you don't live stream everything. In fact, this is why you don't be an asshole. This is why you want to be respectful. Clavicular
No, you
didn't
just don't want to be a douchebag. He's just a douchebag. That's all he is. That's literally is what he is in general.
have to do any of the things he's done within the past few months that has gotten him to this point in life, to where he's now, you know, in some random courthouse in Arizona fighting these multiple felony counts for fake IDs and drugs he's not supposed to be having on his person. This is entirely his fault. He's a grown man.
Before I impose release conditions, Mr. Peters, do you understand that you have court hearings on February 23rd at 8:30 a.m. and February 26th at 8:30 a.m.?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you understand that you must make an appearance at both of those hearings?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you understand the importance of resolving this matter?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mr.
And
Douchebag.
Comfort, I'll trust that you will have a conversation with your client about the
Literally
need to
from
be
the
very
Ray
careful
William Johnson
about,
song. We need to bring
you know,
that
the
song back to make
content
fun of these
what
guys.
he posts to social media. Sir, you are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, all right? No contact with any arresting officers, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol, no driving without a valid license.
So yeah, Buddy is cooked. Fighting multiple legal battles all at once is crazy. I don't know if he has the funds for this type of stuff, but he does have many fans. He does have a school community of which he's making money from. He's on YouTube and Twitch and Kick, so yeah, he should be.
He's got a school community to farm you suckers who are paying for his shit, to be honest. He's not attractive. That's all I gotta say. He's just got a very ugly personality, and that ugly personality shows very through a lot, to be honest. That's all I gotta say.
Making enough to cover these legal funds, although it's probably going to drain his accounts. Thoughts and opinions down below, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about this? And yeah, catch you guys in the next one.
A few
Karma caught up. Oh.
moments later.
And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, here I am in the future with a huge update regarding this. Feared Buck says Clavicular's 2 felony charges and 1 misdemeanor charge in Maricopa County have been dropped. He was facing a maximum of 8 years in prison. But of course, his other cases are still pending. He's still fighting other cases in other states. So yeah. And his response was, You just got a mog with an image that says men's facial features may sway criminal sentencing. A 2017 study suggests a link.
What did I just say about psychopathic vibes? What did I just say about psychopathic vibes? That is literally right there. That's just literally just straight up psychopathic vibes. Dude still doubles down and says you just got a mog. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty sad, I'm not gonna lie.
Between certain facial features and the severity of the punishment a judge assigns to felony crime, which I'm going to assume means handsome men get away with more things that ugly men do, unfortunately, not get away with. Buddy is essentially saying he only got away because he outmogged the criminal justice system. He outmogged the attorney, lawyer, and judge. So yeah, guys and gals, take that as you will. Catch you in the next one.
Ay, ay, ay. That is just sad to see that, to be honest. Honestly, that's just sad.
All right, guys and gals.
That's kind of sad, so... What a disappointment in the justice system, to be honest. What an actual just straight, you know... Well, at the very least, he got mog shot. That's why this fool's walking around with Adderall in his pocket like it's a breath mint. If Clavicular is what's considered a model, then I must be a fucking Chad. Remember, y'all, any of this pill community and looks maxing is gay. That is true.
Spend time with your girl. That's gay. Spend time with your boy.
Jesus.
I don't want no women, no. No, I don't want no woman. No, I don't want your cuddles, no.
No, Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah. No, nonetheless, you know, I know he's gonna sneak in the lifetime of steroids. He's looking past 30 already after this. True. He is gonna age like fucking rotten cheese. That's all I gotta say. But yeah. While I, yours truly, still look young as hell, to be honest. So that's all I gotta say. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And honestly, don't follow this guy as your role model. Don't. It's not even worth it. And peace.